Hello, welcome to Guided by AI. Today we're going to talk about how you organize and share your knowledge. A step-by-step guide to recording your wisdom and transforming insights into lasting impact. So, how to unlock the expertise you have worked so hard to build and turn it into something that lasts a lifetime. Now, a quick question. Is your best wisdom trapped inside your head? I mean, all those hard lessons and aha moments that you've had, are they all gone after the call? If you nodded yes to this, you're not alone. But it doesn't have to stay that way. So, our first session is all about why freeing that knowledge matters. Because when you record what you know, you preserve it. Every brilliant conversation, every lightning idea saved, not lost, not vaporized. So, and preservation is only the starting point for this. One recording can reach thousands of people, maybe even millions of people. Okay? That's like an exponential impact of your knowledge, or what your knowledge, the impact your knowledge will have when you record. A single hour of your time multiplied across people and places all over the globe, especially with the advent of the internet. And now I'm speaking to you, and I'm sure this will reach either hundreds of thousands of people, so that's what this is. Beyond reach, there is legacy. Your expertise becomes part of a larger pool of knowledge. It can inspire someone months or years from now. Your idea could be that missing piece of a puzzle for someone or some person's big idea or big breakthrough. The compound effect, your insight today becomes tomorrow's innovation. And that's more like the little things you've dropped here and there as you record yourself becomes that compound effect that inspires or makes somebody create something very innovative tomorrow. All right. Now you are sold on the why, which I've just talked about. Now let's get practical. And that brings us to stage 2. Simple studio setup. Okay, so you don't need a Hollywood budget or a Nollywood or Bollywood budget to have a simple studio setup. You just need simple process. You just need a simple process. And you probably already have the main tool that you need for this. Should I tell you what it is? Guess. Zoom. Now here are 5 easy steps. First of all, you launch Zoom, open your slides or your notes, share your screen, and hit the red button, or whatever color your button for record is. Most times it's always red. So you hit the red button and record. And then you start presenting. These are the 5 simple steps. Let me reiterate. First, you launch Zoom, you open your slides or your notes, you share your screen, you hit the record button, and you start presenting. These are the 5 simple process or steps. That's it. Your session is done. Okay? So a quick checklist to make sure that what you're recording or what you're putting out is clean and is clear for people to hear you very well audibly and all that. So the first thing is audio. Have an external mic, just like what I have here. And then for visual, if you have an external mic for audio, which is what I'm saying, you have an external mic for audio, it to be very good, because to make people hear you, because to become a game changer, it's better for people to hear you than for people not to see you. If your video is not so good, but your audio is audible, people will listen, even if they don't see the visual. So invest in a very good microphone that can make people hear you clearly. because people can forgive you for clarity or the visual, but they cannot stay back and listen to a very poor audio or an audio that is not clear. Now, for visual, such as video, good lighting. Ensure that your lighting is good, that people can see you or people can clearly visualize what you're showing them. Now, keep your desktop very clean, okay? And then make sure your environment is quiet, a room, and make sure all your notifications are turned off so that they don't pop up during your presentation and people will be wondering what it's for, or maybe you're trying to tell them something, okay? Now also look at the camera, look at the camera and ensure that you're connecting with your audience. Now, this is a simple pro tip I'll share with you. Now, people will forgive you, like I said earlier, for a grainy video. Now, they do not forgive bad audio. I repeat, people will forgive you for a grainy video, like a video that is not so clear, but they will not forgive a bad audio because they want to listen to what you're trying to say. Now, if you invest in anything, any one thing that you want to invest in, make it a decent microphone. Your voice is the bridge to your audience. Yes, your voice is the bridge to your audience. Okay, just imagine as I'm speaking, you don't hear me clearly, or you are struggling, straining your ears to hear me. You won't want to stand by and listen, okay? So setup removes friction, okay? So any friction kills attention. So tidy the small stuff. It matters, like I've mentioned, as much as possible. Tidy the small stuff. Now, in section 3, we are going to be looking at the art of presenting your ideas. Now, presenting like a pro, lean in, engaging, okay? To present like a pro, you lean in and you engage your audience. Now, for the human part, this is where your personality shines. Remember, your job isn't to lecture people, like you're in a class and the lecturer is just pouring out data and information. It has to be a conversation, like I'm having with you now. I'm trying to have a conversation with you and talk to you on this. So be a guide, share what you care about. Just talk to people, engage with the audience. Now, here are 3 keys to present well. The first key is present with purpose. Don't read your slides, like don't just go through your slides and just go word for word reading them all through. No, interpret them and add context. Tell a quick story if possible and ensure that it's something that the people can relate with. Now, 2, be authentic. React to your own material. Tell us why that matters to you. Just kind of like engage and tell us why it matters or why you're doing what you're doing and all that kind of stuff. Because for me, this presentation I'm making is boiled from the fact that when you share your wisdom or the knowledge that you have with other people, it helps people get quick access to information that will help them leverage. They can leverage on the information or the knowledge you've shared to move quickly into maybe a field or a career or something. Like this can help people that want to go into podcasting, because I'm a podcaster and I was able to get into podcasting during COVID when I saw someone that was podcasting and I was able to reach out to him and ask him a couple of questions. And for the fact that he shared his podcast, that kind of like made me feel like, wow, I had a lot to say. And I started a podcast then, an audio podcast actually. And I started sharing my knowledge and my actually self-developing podcast. And I was sharing my ideas about life and things like that. And a lot of people engaged with it at that time. So you have to be authentic and ensure that you connect with your audience. So 3, keep your energy. Ensure that you are maintaining that momentum or the energy. You vary your tone, use pauses when you have to, slow or show excitement when you have to, and all that to make it be like you're having a conversation with a friend, like you're talking to your friend. As I'm talking to you now, more like I'm just seeing you there. Yes, you listening to me. I'm seeing you as my friend, like I'm talking to a friend, okay? And always look into the camera as much as possible, okay? To connect through the screen, you have to look into the camera as much as possible. Now look at the tiny camera dots. If you don't know what I'm talking about, there's a dot in every computer. You see that dot that is staring at you in the middle of your computer. Up above is a laptop. You see it up there just staring at you. Once you hit record, you see the green light come on. For some it's blue. You see the light just staring at you. So make sure you look into that light, yeah, and connect with your audience. And use a conversational tone as much as possible, like you are talking to a curious friend, like I've mentioned earlier, and give a clear roadmap. Tell viewers where you are taking them. That helps them flow along as you speak. Okay, make them flow easily. So you are not just delivering facts, you are transferring understanding to the people as much as possible. So you have to put that at the back of your mind. Now we jump to section 4, from recording to impact. So here we are looking at how you record. Your recording will have the ripple effect on the audience or the people you're talking to. So you have recorded your first episode or your first video. Now that's fantastic. Now turn that recording into real ripple effects. Here is your game plan. So step 1, review and do light edits. Review and do light edits. Like you have to record, like this recording I'm sharing with you. When I did the recording, I have to edit maybe the first and the ending. You trim a little bit of it to make it more professional, because you may have some little glitch in the beginning or something and the end, then you make it look a little bit more professional, okay? So usually just trimming the start and the finish is enough. Step 2, optimize for discovery. Now, clear title, okay? Helpful description and smart tags. So make sure you have a clear title, a helpful description, and a smart tags. So the smart tags are, you are tagging people that are going to easily relate to this, and then your description is helpful, meaning it's driving people to click on the video to see what you're talking about, and your title is very clear. Usually your description should speak about the title. And think about what your ideal viewer would search for, okay? Yeah, think about what your ideal viewer will be searching for when you do this. Step 3, pick platforms where you want to share this. Like for me, I picked YouTube, and you are watching this on YouTube, so you can pick other platforms like Vimeo or Instagram, depending on which other platform. But you have to understand that different platforms have different number or length of videos you can share, so you have to check that. Or you have a website, you can also share it in your website also. So you share strategically. Here you are trying to ensure that the video you made or the material is getting to the people, the audience is actually meant to serve, or the community is actually meant to serve. Okay? So step 4, engage with feedback. Make sure that you engage with feedback. That is, make sure the questions that are coming from your audience, you actually relate to them, and you work with those feedbacks. Sometimes it even tells you what your next recording will be based on the feedback you are getting from the people. So comments and questions tell you exactly what to make next. Like I've mentioned, you have to be able to engage with your feedback, okay? Now, one recording can become 10 pieces of content. Short clips, like on YouTube, they call it shorts, YouTube shorts. You know, when you have a recording that is above maybe a minute or 30 seconds or thereabout, you can, even 30 seconds, you can split it into various clips, short clips, okay? And this will give you like a series of email series, an email series, or evergreen content that work for you 24/7, compounding its value over time. Each recording is another piece of your professional archive, a portfolio that builds authority, because when you put that out there, people will see you as an authority in that aspect or in that area, and they want to engage with you and understand where you're coming from and how you can be able to help them if they are interested in what you're talking about. Now, the final thought, My final thought here is don't wait for a perfect time or everything being perfect. There's this saying from one of my mentors. It says it's all about the process and not perfection. Okay, so you have to keep improving as you progress. It's about the process, it's not about perfection. It's about progress, sorry, I mean to say progress. It's about progress and not perfection. As long as you are progressing every time you show up, it's fine. You don't need to make everything perfect and ensure that, like my video, I won't say this video is perfect, but I'm putting it out for you to see. So it's about progress and not perfection. Always have that at the back of your mind. It's all about progress and not perfection. The most important thing is ensure that you show up every single time and you are putting content out there as much as possible. So press record, start, improve, and repeat. So make sure this is just for you to take home. You press record, you start, you improve on it, and you repeat. This is more like a circle for you to follow. When you press record on your stuff, I'm just reiterating, and then you press repeat. After you improve it, you keep going and you keep improving. So like I said, it's about progress and not perfection. And now I'll end with where we began from, with a question for you. What knowledge will you share first? Think about it. Then go and make it happen. Okay? Thanks so much for listening. My name is Benedict Ojobo, and you can also call me Ben Nori. And I'll see you again next time on this same channel. If you have a question, you can share it on the comment, and I'll reach out to you and answer your questions. Thank you so much for your time. See you next time. Bye.